Good morning. Well, it's wet here, but I don't think it's wet at Berkey. Somehow or another, the same thing has happened 2 days in a row where we've caught 3/10 of an inch of rain here at our main farm, but where we're working 35 miles easy here, we had less than a tenth. It said 0.06. So Phil got a few acres of beans planted last night. He's on his way down there to see if he can keep planting. Brock's coming here in a little bit. I think we're gonna head to Berkey and try and get a bunch done today. I don't know. There's severe storm potential tonight. That's the thing. If we're borderline and we push it and get 3 inches of rain tonight, we're in big trouble. If it's not bad and we go and get a ½ inch of rain tonight, it's about perfect. So trying to decide what to do. I think we're gonna get a bunch of beans in. I don't know about any corn. So anyway, I'm gonna walk out here, see how the barn's coming, wait for Brock to get here, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Looks pretty good to me. Getting the last sidewall on here this morning. I don't know if they'll do any roof sheets today or not, but yeah, I'm not gonna walk out there and stick a camera in their face, so I'll check it out sometime when they're not here. It's really wet here, so it makes me hesitant to drive to Berkey because we're just gonna stand around there like I did yesterday. But then I remember it didn't really rain there, so I feel like we should go. I don't know. I'm debating whether we push it on the corn side of stuff today. It's been 2 days since we looked at those fields and they were really gooey underneath. 2 not real great drying days. And it rained a little bit both of those days. So I don't know if it's any drier than it was when we looked before, but I don't know if we're gonna get drier for a while. So do we push it and just go or not? So we're about 1.5 miles from where we need to go. It's a little wet here. I hope it's drier where we're going. We got a little bit too much stuff in our driveway here. We're gonna need to move some stuff. Our grain bins are coming today, so that's exciting and fun. And the concrete guys aren't here, so at least they're not trying to work around us, but it's definitely drier here than it was 2 miles ago, but I don't think it's plantable yet. So I think we might try and move some of this tillage equipment out of here, take it to the fields where we're gonna go. Oh yeah, it's not sticky. We just need a little bit of time. Okay, that makes me feel better. We're definitely gonna get something done today. We might be able to go disc, but yeah, not muddy. Just needs to air out on top so it's not sticky to the gauge wheels. So we're gonna get some beans planted today. Brock's gonna do some disking today. I might even run some field goal. We've got a field over that way. It was less rain as we came this way, more as you go that way. So hopefully we can get that one at least planted to corn today. But we can get the disc and take it over to that farm over there so that it's out of the way. Field cultivator can maybe go over to the other field. We'll look at that, but try and get some space in the driveway so trucks can get in and out. That corn planter takes up a lot of room. It's in the way, but yeah, we'll get there. Let's take a look at this field. Definitely got a little bit last night, but I don't know. 2 days ago, this field was too wet. Hasn't really dried a lot since then, but let's take a look here. We'll walk out a little ways, get off of this little ridge. We definitely need a couple hours of some sunshine and wind, which we are getting, right? It's sunny today, so it's going to dry the surface off. The question is it too wet underneath that or not? And I don't know the answer to that yet. So like I said, it needs a little bit of time to air out, but this isn't clumpy at all here. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to give it a couple hours. Dad came and pulled our bean head that we had in here out, the draper. Like I said, our bins are coming today, this afternoon, so we're trying to find somewhere to put them inside. So I think they're going to go in here now. Organizing some other stuff. Phil got a couple more boxes empty, so we've got some empties here that need to go back. He got his tender loaded up with a couple more full ones for later. I could put one of these 2 boxes of corn on my tender for corn, but it isn't really going to save us any space, so not a big deal. And Brock's doing a little work on the corn planter. We're taking some more of those flow rate firmers off and just putting the old drops back on, which will be better. I think I'm going to run into town, get some supplies, some Dr. Pepper and some water. And then after lunch, we're hoping to go hard here. Well, it's about 11:30 now. That ground's dry on top. We're getting close to being ready to go. I had Brock working on those fruit seed firmers and stuff there, and we had a couple of bolts that were stripped out. So there happens to be a John Deere dealer that's like 2 miles from here. 2? We'll call it 3. So I'm just gonna run there and grab some new bolts. Well, they did okay. They had the bolts and all is good. Let's drive through the lot real quick here and see what we've got. See that tractor right there? That's a nice tractor. Where's is it that one, or maybe it's one of these back here? I don't know. They've got one of these listed on a couple nice planters over there too, on their website or on Tractor House for an outrageous amount of money. It's got to be that one up front there. 370 on tires, 2 of them. 620R, 9RX 540. That'd be a heck of a tractor. We're talking about a number that starts with a 9 that they want for that tractor. It's outrageous. That's the bolt that goes in here. We had a couple of them that were bad. This one. Focus. There. So they had a few. We got new ones. Put them in. Tractor's running. Ground's dry. I think we're gonna go plant some beans here. Let's walk out here and see what this ground looks like. Probably need to get the disc moving here real quick. It's noon now. Bean planter is moving. Yeah, this is dry enough to plant beans into now. Got lots of moisture, but it's not gooey. Nice and crumbly. This will plant nice. So we'll let him get started with that. We'll try and get the disc moving, and then later, after all that stuff's going, I'll go over and see if we can't run the field cultivator a little bit. We're going to push things a little on the tacky side today, but we'll see how it opens up, and maybe we can plant later this afternoon. Corn. Well, I'm dropping Brock off at the field. We went and got some lunch here. There's a wet spot right there. We're going to stay off these ends as much as possible in this corner. That spot's it's just what it is. The rest of the field looks fine. It's all dried off on top. I think it'll work out pretty nice. We'll watch here for a second. It's not exactly a big, huge, impressive tillage rig, but it does a good job for what we need it to do. Uh-oh. There he goes. Alright. We'll watch him take off, and then we'll go back and see how Phil's doing. Our bin's probably there, getting unloaded, so we'll check that out. And we'll go over and see if we can't field cultivate. He's gonna get his GPS all set up. There, he got it figured out. This corner gets pounded down really bad in the fall because we park trucks along the side there, and then run the grain cart through here, and we're always turning on it, and that corner's wet. You can see a track right through here where we were trying to avoid some of that, so he's gonna go start on the west side there. Let's see how this looks. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look great. Yeah, that's not great. Maybe we'll drive down to the other end and check what he's doing out in the field there, make sure. Well, this looks a lot better. Yeah, that corner over there, no good. Out here, I think we're okay. He's got a little dust flying. We'll walk out here and watch him make a round or two. I'm not waiting for two, but a round. And just make sure I like the looks of everything. Root ball. This is good. So, why are we doing this? Well, because we ran the disc over the stuff last fall to chop the stalks up and size things, but it didn't move a lot of dirt, didn't really level it a ton. And we actually didn't even get the root balls taken out entirely. Like if you look down here, you can kind of see the old corn stalk rows. And you can see right here, like these ones got rolled over, but these are the root crowns from the corn, which we grow pretty massive corn roots nowadays. And they can be a little difficult to plant through. And so by running this in the fall, we're knocking the stalks down, starting them breaking down, decomposing, getting everything broken open so that it can decompose. But they're all still there, right? And then we come back in the spring, now it's all dried out, it's fragile, and that disc just kind of blows all of those stalks open, really cuts stuff up nice, and now you can no longer see old corn stalk rows in here. We've totally removed the root balls from the soil, or from the, they're dislodged so that they're not going to impede the planter units. Now he's got her up to speed. I think we're okay. It's borderline. I mean, it could be a little drier, but it'll dry throughout the day and get better. We'll be fine. I think he's good. We're gonna let him go. Let's go see how the farm stuff's going on back at the farm. Like I said, our bins are coming. They said 12:30. It's like 1:45 now, so they're probably unloading them as we speak. Well, here's our grain bins. Most of it is right there, just the stack of sheets. I got the floors and unloads, got a roof, some stiffeners, we got some vents, we got some floor supports, center sumps, boxes for hardware and everything. I'm sure this is all buckets and bolts and nuts. Manuals, that stuff. There's a few more pallets around the corner here. They're going to sort through this, make sure everything's here, and then get stuff sorted out and put inside here. So yeah, here's the ladders, some fan transition stuff. I don't know what all we got here. Boxes, but anyway, there's two grain bins. Somebody was asking me how big they are, how many bushels. The tall one is a 27-foot 11 ring, and it's going to be about 20,000 bushel bin. The shorter one is a 27-foot. I was wrong. I thought it was a 24. It's a 27 6 ring, and it should hold about 11,000 bushels. So, yeah, they're here. All right, well, we got that done. Phil is planting, but Brock called me and said he thinks it's too wet out in the field. So we're going to go pick him up. Bummer. It's just not quite ready yet. Let's go check our wheat stubble field again. It's drier on top than it was when we were here this morning. Let's see if it's less gooey. See that spot right there? I checked that 2 days ago. We're going to check right next to it today. This was the spot that was not terrible. Still feels not terrible. Yeah, that was a little worse there, but that's pretty deep. And it crumbles. I wouldn't like it, but I would do that. Now let's walk to the other spot that was way too gooey. I mean, it still looks wet. Doesn't seem as bad as it was the other day, but it also still seems pretty mudbally. I don't think we can do it. Gosh dang it. But I want to, Brock. Ah! Dang it! Work it too wet, you'll wreck it for years. Plant it too wet, you'll regret it in July when it gets hot and dry. But my other option is to plant it in June. I got early corn though, so we'll be okay, right, Brock? 102 and 3-day corn, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's all fine. It's just frustrating. We had such a good start. I really thought we were going to be done planting by the 10th of May. When we got rained out initially, I was like, yeah, we're going to get a little bit of rain, then it's going to dry up, and we're going to have another good week. And then we got 1.8 inches of rain on a Tuesday that they did not tell us was coming, or at least not nearly that much. And we just haven't been able to dry out since. We'll wait. Maybe by some miracle we will miss the rain tonight, and then we have 2 more days. I'm just afraid we're going to get an inch plus of rain tonight, and it's going to get really bad. So, we made it back to Waldron here. It's still wet here, but there was a lot of activity between here and Berkey in a few places. In other places, it was very wet. Anyway, it's like 3 o'clock. We've got a little bit of time here. I want to go up and service the rain machine. So we're going to head on up to the field, and we've got all of the tools and such that it says that we need. And we're going to see if we can't get some oils changed and do some stuff. You know, those are like 50 cents a can now.
They have one up the price. If you go to Meijer, you can get them a 30-pack for $10 though.
No, I was just at Meijer.
They got to be on sale.
There was cases, 24 packs, not 30s, and they were $10.55, but only if you brought 5 cases.
Oh,
and that's like $60 worth of pop, and I was not willing to spend that much, so I bought one for like $14. Which is stupid. We've got corn looking pretty good. It seems to be drier up here than it was at home. Anyway, let's go see how our rain machine looks. I put up a rain gauge. Now I'll know how much it rains here. Alright, a ladder. We should have brought a ladder. I'm going to back the truck up here. We're going to open this up. Looks like we got some bird nests to clear out. I want to start it up and run it before we drop the oil, warm everything up a little bit. But, yeah, have not done that yet. Or I want to clean it out and get all this crap out of it around the engine first. So there's a pretty small little diesel engine in here, but there's our air filter. It's sturdy. I guess it's not terrible, but it's sturdy. We've got a new one, so we're going to put a new one in. Alright, well, we're getting stuff over here a little bit, just making sure it's all good. I picked most of that bird nest out of there, but there's still some stuff. Kinda need to bring a leaf blower up here. And a ladder. Leaf blower and a ladder. But I think I'm ready to start it up and let it run for a couple of minutes. She got enough juice to start. Oh, heck yeah, it does. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to let her run for 5-10 minutes, get the oil warm and charge the battery, and then we'll see if we can figure out how to drain the oil out of this thing. While we let that run for a minute, we need to change oil in the planetary gearboxes here. This is kind of a break-in thing, and then won't really have to change it too much after that. We probably should check air pressures in these tires as well, but we've got this one oriented with the drain plug down, another one on the side. We'll pull that out into our drain pan or bucket or whatever, and then we'll put new oil in there. They should hold 2 quarts, it says. Draining these hubs. Now, the last time Brock took the bottom one out, there was pressure in it and it shot out all over him. I'm standing behind the wheel shield here, but I probably would have taken the vent plug out first there, Brock. Let the air out. Huh? I don't know. It'll probably shoot out some oil there too, but it should at least be close to the oil level. The pressure off of it. There you go. There you go. let that drain. Put new oil in. Now, from what my dealer tells me, we're using this synthetic 7590 gear lube, and it's a kind of a, you change it once and you'll never have to change it again. At least that's what the dealer says. That's not what my paperwork says, but that's what the dealer says. So I don't know, we'll see about that, but we'll get this changed, get them initially here and get engine oil, and I don't know, we need to find out if we got to do hydraulic oil or not. It says to on the paperwork, so we probably will, but they didn't give me oil for that with the kit. So probably have to get some high guard, just use hydraulic oil for that system, I would assume. We got to grease stuff. We got 3 planetaries we got to change oil in. There's a gearbox on this hose indexer. Somewhere in there, we got to take these shields off and change the oil in there. I don't know if there's one up on the reel. It must be on the other side. I think there might be one up there. And we got to change all the filters on the engine, air, all that stuff. I think there might be one inside there. I don't know. I got to double check some stuff. And then they tell me that I need to rebuild the swivel up here annually. Right there, that piece where the pipe goes in and it turns. So we'll have to look at that. Walking a machine to get the last wheel oriented. That's good. Correctly. Okay. Let's move to that far. All right, well, we're gonna shut her down now because we don't need to move it again. So let's see, I'll go to my secondary phone here because I have to have an iPhone to run this. Engine, stop engine, confirm. There it goes. We can drain engine oil too now. Well, we got the oil drained. Now we're working on filters. This has 2 massive engine oil filters. The reason for that is not necessarily because they need the filtering capacity, but because it holds a lot more oil and allows you to extend the oil change intervals drastically because of the amount of oil that we're running in this little engine. So yeah, we're working on getting them off. This one's going to be a little hard to catch the oil from, so we're going to get our funnel and put it underneath it and try and use that to help funnel it to where we want it to go. So when we change oil and equipment and stuff, I never pre-fill filters, whether they're fuel, oil, anything, because John Deere doesn't want you to do that. This filter, however, basically says in step 1 there to pre-fill it. And with how much capacity of that engine is in these filters, if we don't pre-fill it, it's going to get really low really fast. So against my better judgment, we are going to pre-fill these filters and put them on there. It'll be fine. We got some synthetic Schaefer's 10W30. Yeah, it's good oil. Gotta last for 1,000 hours, so it better be good. We're adding oil. Those 2 filters held almost a gallon. We got them relatively full, not clear full, but we're gonna put another gallon in here. It holds 9.5 quarts, so a little over 2 gallons. We might have to put 2 in and check it, start it up, let it finish filling the filters, get all the bubbles out of the system, and then put the rest of it in. It's windy, so I got my hand there, so it's engine starting. We gotta tighten our muffler down. It's a little loose. Alright. Uh-oh. Why is it bogging down? Why is it bogging down? Uh-oh, Brock, what happened? I don't know. I'll check my phone. Okay, here's where we are at. We got engine oil changed. We got the 2 engine oil filters changed. We got the primary fuel filter changed, which is up underneath the front there. But there's this like pre-filter here and I don't have the right wrench to get that out of there. So we're just going to wait on that. We did not do anything with hydraulic oil yet. I think we need to change that, but they didn't give me hydraulic oil, so I don't have it. So we need to get some Deere stuff or something and bring it up here, and I don't have it. We do have that filter, so we could change that, but we might as well do it when we do the oil. We also got all the hub oils changed. I'm going to get down from here and we'll talk some more. Somebody's going to a field. Anyway, we got the hub oils changed in all 3 hubs. So we still have a gearbox to change it in up there and a gearbox back here to change it in. So we'll get to that. I don't know when we'll get to that, but we'll get to that. In the hydraulic oil and the pre-fuel filter. I'm also waiting on them to bring me 2 new drops for these here that we lost last year. So we'll have to check in with the dealer on that. And they had said something about rebuilding this swivel. Did I talk about that already or not? I don't remember. But anyway, right in there is the swivel that, it basically is where the pipe goes from solid rigid, doesn't move, to rotating with the reel. And they said that should be rebuilt every year. I don't know if it actually needs it. There's a greaser on it. I should just grease it. The paperwork here from 360 does not say to do that. So I'll talk to them about it. We'll see. We might have one on hand and not change it and just grease it and see how it works. But yeah, so we're about, 2/3 of the way through the maintenance that we need to do here. We can get our wheel shields put back on though. They had done some updates to something. I don't remember what they did. Something. But they had to take the wheel motor shields off to do so. And so they left them off for me to change that hub oil, and now we can put them back on. Before we leave here, we should come out and take a look at the corn. That is freaking gorgeous. Looks great. We're a touch yellow from some of the cold weather we had when it was coming up and all the moisture, but it's green enough. Like in the rows, it's definitely starting to get into that starter band, greening right up. It's going to take off here and looks really, really good. Look at this dry dirt. We could be watering it right now. No, we're not that dry, but we could be if we wanted to be. And we were ready to be. Look at those crooked end rows. What the heck is that? Terrible. Every plant, every equal spaced, all of them, they look fantastic. Okay, this gap is wider than this gap. Whatever. They're there. They look good. All of them are there. Oh, there's one. Oh, he's there too. He just got a little crooked. Okay. I'm happy. This looks fantastic. We gotta get our rain machine running soon. Good to get that maintenance started. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get up there and finish it reasonably soon and start that machine up soon. We don't need it right now. Obviously we've got plenty of moisture and the corn's still small, but I would like to start spoon feeding some nutrients into it. So I am looking at maybe upgrading our fertilizer injector. I don't know. I got to figure out how I'm going to run that system exactly. If I'm just going to do the same thing we did last year with my little piston pump that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, feeding out of the nurse tank, or if I want to put something better in there. Problem is the better pump is very expensive, but it would tie in very, very nice to the 360 system. Potentially offer better documentation and control and everything else that goes with it. So I don't know. I'm looking into the options, deciding how much money I want to spend. But I think once we can get the anhydrous on up there, which we're going to put a reasonable normal rate of anhydrous on, and then plan on spoon feeding all of the excess. I shouldn't say excess, that's the wrong word. All of the nitrogen that we need beyond what our normal corn would, right? Because up there, where a lot of my other corn is a 200, 220, high-end 240 yield goal, up there 240 is, we better average at least that. And so some of the high-end stuff we're pushing 300, and you got to have more nitrogen. So we put on the same amount with the planter as we do in every other field. We got like 30 pounds of N out there. We'll come back and side dress anhydrous, put another, say, 150 to 180 out there. and then we'll spoon feed 100 pounds of nitrogen through the rain machine throughout the year. That's kind of my plan. So, plus some other stuff that we're going to put in with it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great night. I've got to go to a baseball game. Don't have to go. I get to go to a baseball game tonight. I didn't think I was going to get to because we were supposed to be in Berkey working. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Didn't work out for us, but it's okay. Phil did get that field of beans planted, so we got a little bit done today. That's a good thing. We'll see what happens with the rain tonight. Tomorrow may be an off day for me. I may go pick up some seed boxes or who knows what. So probably not going to make a video, but we'll see. Anyway, have a great night. We'll see you when we see you.